welcome along and welcome to this early first look at Glenleathan from Cavalier Roy. A huge thank you to him for sending this over so I can have a first look. And yeah, we have immediately or initially spawned in here at the shop, which I always like this as a great way to start on a map. If you come into the shop and you spawn in here, then if you want to get any equipment and everything started off, especially if you are on new farmer or on farm manager or start from scratch, yeah, this is exactly where you want to be to get your first equipment. We have added in the Land Rover, so we're going to be taking a drive around in that. First though, I want to highlight this. It has got a forklift at the shop. This is absolutely brilliant. I've been saying quite a few times recently that having a forklift at the shop is a feature I really want to see maps introduce post Platinum Edition. And yes, it is here. Now, is this actually owned by the farm, or is it something that is owned by the map and the shop? It's something owned by the map and the shop. We don't have a forklift listed in our items. Let's go into here. Yeah, we don't have one listed. So we can't buy or sell this or do any work on it. It is something that belongs purely to the shop, and that is absolutely fantastic. So really good start here. Loving that. Let's jump in. Let's head over to here and we'll have a look at the map itself. So in total, we seem to have fields up in the high 90s. No, we've got 108 there. So looks like we've got about 108 fields on here. All of varying shapes, which is great. Nothing that seems absolutely massive though. If we look at the field prices, I think that land, oh wow, we have got, lands go up to at least 117, and looks like somewhere around here, maybe 80 at 350 seems to be of the higher price. There's some woodland around here in land 65, that's 514. So, yeah, field prices aren't, and land prices aren't too bad on here. There's a nice little variety to them. The actual fields don't seem to go beyond about 350. And then if you're looking to get into the forest areas and there, it goes up to 500,000. Your smallest price for land is going to be somewhere like 104 at only 56,000. Can we find a smaller piece of land? I don't think there is. Smaller. Oh, we have got a smaller piece of land. 67 here. Again, forestry area. That is 44,000. So yeah, a great map for single player and a great map for start from scratch from that point of view. Will work really well with those very affordable land prices. So let's jump into our defender. We have got custom Scottish number plates on here. I do want to, they do look a little bit strange. It's not anything massive, and the rear one looks absolutely brilliant. So I don't know quite what's there. I do want to feed that back. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's absolutely fantastic. We do have a purchase point around the back, which I want to highlight because I did see this before, and then we'll go through the supermarket. But you got your repair area for the shop back here. Also, you have got a lime dispenser around the back here. I love it when maps include those in. They are something that is very useful. A huge amount of bags often have to be bought if you don't have that. So yeah, I love that this has a lime dispenser in it. Across the road here from the shop, we've got the supermarket and the sell point for that at the back here. And you can see here how fantastic this map looks straight off the get-go. Really liking the countryside on here and the way everything looks. It looks absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go back onto the main road. We'll wait for our pedestrian to cross here. I'm going to try and crash fewer times than I did in the last first look I did. And we're heading towards the edge of the map here. And it's got a good map edge from what I've seen so far. Everything sort of disappears into the trees, which isn't that abnormal for Scotland. So I really quite like that. And yes, this is a very Scottish setup map. It has Scottish themed weather. It's got Scottish themed geo on it, and the aforementioned Scottish number plates as well. So it is a very Scottish feeling map. Much more so than the one that I played in FS 17 that felt like Norfolk rather than Scotland. This definitely has a good Scottish feel to it, with some nice hills and some and some good thought into how this can be a Scottish themed map. Really like it. Again, edge of the map that way, and it disappears into the trees, but it doesn't look static or forced or anything like that. So yeah, loving that. I like these roads as well, these dirt roads. They are really nicely done as well. Not too wide, a good bit of grass in the middle. They feel like good farm tracks. So I'm liking that a lot too, and means that we've got our main farmyard up here connected to a whole load of fields by farm tracks rather than having to go out on the road all the time, which is fantastic. And this is the main farmyard that you start at. So once you've been into the game once and you've started, especially a new farmer, this is where you spawn. You've got the house here that comes from the French map, the French base game map. Doesn't look wholly out of place here. Much better than if we'd had one of the ones off the American map on here. So that is that fits in okay. At a pinch, I quite like that. I think I personally, I'd probably sell that and get a British farmhouse in here fairly quickly. It does have the nice feature of an opening garage door where we can find the truck that comes with it. We've got a set of sheds out here and out to a nice big field. I think you start off with that. Yeah, you start off with that. That's field 26. Looks like we've got sheep. Yeah, so this is sheep paddock out the back. We've got some good arched sheds. Yeah, we've got a very nice setup here. Oh, we've got the robot. We've got the robot cow sheds here as well. So that's out over this side. And is that a modified version of it with a larger paddock out the back? So yeah, there's some very nice features to this yard. It's a nice compact yard as well. Doesn't feel too big around the edges. Just in general, feels like a really good functional but not overly large yard, which is perfect for a map like this. Yeah, really like that. Looking at it as well, this will probably all be removable and reworkable. So yeah, if there isn't something you like, if there's something you want to change about this yard, you absolutely can. The whole thing is yeah, no, even that is. So the whole thing is customizable. Really love that. Customizable yards are such a fantastic feature to have in a map, because you may not want to use a yard in the way it's constructed, and that is absolutely perfect. Now, how can we get out of here? Now, this is the thing. I think we need to head south from here. No paved roads into this yard, interestingly. Oh, I should also mention, as with his last map, as with Ebony Island, this has got the removable hedges. So chainsaw out, cut these logs, and you can open up a gap in the hedge there. Those are very cool. They are from Alien Gyms maps, and they work really, really well. I love that feature on Ebony Island, and good to see them back here again. So yeah, it looks like the road we came in on, that is the only route in and out of here. Otherwise you're just connected to all the fields, and yeah, this does feel like a complete farm up here. So that's absolutely fantastic. Back down to the main road, and something we missed on the way in is we do have a sell point round here, and in fact it's a production. So we've got what production is this? This is Henry's Carpentry Workshop, which actually brings me to something else that's a feature on this map. We've got all of the, well, most of the productions and the sellable items from the Platinum Edition in here. So if you have the Platinum Edition on this map, you've got all of the things like the staircase railings and items like that that you can do on here. The one thing you can't sell is iron ore. So iron ore is the one production you can't have or you can't do on here. Although I believe that the Platinum Edition now allows for the placement of an iron ore area on a map. So an iron mine on a map. So yeah, you can try that out and see if you can place that around here. We've got the Golden Field Grain Mill here, so that's a pretty cool sell point in there to get stuff sold. And I love the way the levels change on here. Look at that in the distance as well. So that, I think, looks a little bit like the monastery from the French map, but works really well in here in the distance there. Adds a little bit of character to the map. We've got, do we have an area up here to go and have a look at? We do. In fact, we've missed the road up to it, but the beauty of this map is that there isn't just one way to get to a destination. You can take the farm tracks, and this kind of reminds me a lot of the maps Lancey Boy used to make, the English map Lancey Boy used to make, where there was no single route to anywhere, and you could even easily get lost most of the time. And I love that that's a thing with this as well. We'll come into here then, and this is a sell point right at the edge of the map. This is the animals. Looks like this is the a very large animal and livestock area. So purchase all the animals and everything around here. That works really, really well. Good area for that. So Larson's Livestock here in the Scottish Highlands, where that name actually works quite well. So I think there's a good choice of items from the base game maps, picking and choosing the ones that fit in with this area a little bit better, and I really, really like that. It's a careful bit of consideration for what works in situ here, without having to go and rebuild all of these productions to get them to build custom ones for the map, because the reality is that that's not always possible. Let's have a look at the map again, and we are gonna head well, I do want to see what this area is at the top corner here. I have a feeling that we've got extra yards on here with the features that stuff doesn't turn on and doesn't become available unless you actually go and purchase the land. It's been part of Cavalier Roy's stuff previously, and we're going to go and look at the BGA down there in a bit. You really can get very, very lost on this map. But I like that. I like that a lot. And yeah, that's exactly what we have up this top corner. So there are multiple yards on here. Like his previous maps, this would be great for multiplayer setup like we have on Ebony Island. And we've got a nice yard round here. This must be another cattle yard by the looks of things. If it is, it's a very basic one because we've only got a feeding trough and a water trough. In fact, no, this must be sheep then. Yeah, this is a sheep yard up the top here. Much wider yard than our main starting one was, but still very functional and works very well. Lots of nice detail in it. There's a house up here as well. So yeah, I like this a lot. This works very, very well and is nicely nestled away here up the top corner of the map. Heading out of that corner, we start to approach the BGA over this hill here. And this looks like a good sized BGA that we've got down the bottom. Yeah, we'll just bring ourselves around here like so. Right, and I'm just going to scoot around here and into here. And yeah, standard BGA that we get on lots of maps. Nicely nestled around the side here. Nothing overly special about it. The one thing I will note driving around here is that we don't have a silage clamp up here. So either you have to buy the BGA and put a silage clamp in, or you're transporting silage up here to sell at it. There's not really anywhere to do anything beyond that. The road disappears very nicely off the edge of the map there. That I really didn't realize I'd hit the edge of the map, and that is very cool. To get that close to the edge of the map without realizing it's the edge is yeah, I like that. We've got Johnson's Farmers Market here as a sell point as well. So some nice work there, getting that in, and that again is something off the American map, and it fits well in here without too much problems. So liking that a lot. Let's get down the side here, and I think we are approaching another farmyard in the middle of the map. Again, this is surrounded by fields, accessed by farm tracks. Very much feels like that these fields are the fields for this farm. What do we have at this farm? So this looks like yeah, so this is another cow farm. This does not have the robot. Because we don't own the buildings, we can't open the doors, which is great. I love that. I absolutely love that. This is not my farm. I do not own it. Therefore, I cannot function, use any of the functions at it. Oh no, this is a robot one. Okay. That fits in here so nicely. I really love these farmyards. They are so well designed and so well put together. Yeah, that is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, that works really, really well as well. And we can, I think we can head out this side of it and head south on the map from here. That way we'll head down to the next point of interest, which is straight down the bottom corner of the map. It's quite a distance, but we'll get a chance to have a look at some of the countryside around here and some of the farm tracks. And yeah, it's really well put together. There's such a nice level of detail on this. Every direction looks really nice, and I think it's just going to be a beautiful map to play overall. Because it just feels so nice. The one thing I will say, and we'll go over it towards the end, the Scottish Geo I think is going to be challenging. I think a lot of people are either going to love or hate the Geo that's on this map. It is, because it's Scotland, it has a shorter harvesting and seeding period for a lot of crops, and yeah, as a result, there's a much more of a challenge from that side of things with it. Right, we are coming out at the main road at the bottom here, and with the main road we also have a sell point down the bottom. Nestled in this bottom corner, we've got the cereal factory. We've got, what's the other one there? Oh, and we've got the oil mills. So yeah, 2 more productions down here. Really happy to see productions included in on this map. That is very cool. I like to see as many in-game features as possible, and I think that's the edge. Yeah. Oh, that's really awesome. So can't go any further. The oils, because of the size of that building, is paced slightly off the map so that it doesn't take up too much space. That is absolutely fantastic. That is a really great way to use the edge of the map. I think what I'd like to have seen is a closed gate or something at this point here, just to sort of give the full impression that you can't go down there, and that there's no entry. But I do like that it's got the road up to there, that you basically crash into an invisible wall if you try and go down it. Again, really good use of the edge of the map on here. Absolutely fantastic. Let's head back up the road, and again with some a nice little bit of elevation, we head into town. We've got a good array of houses on here, actually. A very good array of houses on here. And in the middle we've got Glenwood Sugar Mill, so we've got the sugar mill in the middle as well. So again, another production. So many productions included in on this map, which is brilliant. We've got is that a farm round the back there? I'm just gonna pop through this hedge, because oh no, I can't pop through this hedge. Oh wow, yeah, you can't pop through the hedge. Let's go round then and through here, because I think this is another farmyard right on the edge of the road. Very nice. Again, we've got the robot cow area in here, and a nice large section of, is that sheep? So we've got sheep in here as well. So lots of cows and sheep on this farm, on this map. Lots of options for setting those up. I've not seen any pigs so far. That doesn't mean that there aren't, or isn't a farm with pigs on here. It may be that I've just missed it in this drive round. But yeah, definitely lots of cows and lots of sheep. And I think that was a chicken area there. So that's a really nicely fully featured farm, that one. Let's head around here, and we've got another sell point up the side here. So we've got the spinnery here. So that is where to take your wool. I don't think you can grow cotton on this map. I will double check that. But that's looking really good. And then yeah, we've got a cluster of places down the bottom corner here, followed by another set as we head back towards the shop and the main farm. Although I did see another farm in that bottom corner down there. This does have a very Scottish feel to it, this map. It really does. I'm liking that a lot. He set out to create a Scottish feeling map, and it does feel like that. Really does. So down here we have our sawmill. There we go. Lots of options over here. Oh, and our bioheating plant and our rock crusher. So if you're looking for any of those items, that is down the bottom corner here in the middle of the forest. How does the underbrush of our forest on here look? We've got not a huge amount of variation under here. It all seems to be basically grass and flowers. I think I would have liked to have seen a few bushes, a few patches, things like that around the forest here. Maybe a little bit of variation underfoot. But in general, it works. But yeah, I think a little bit more variation in what we have under the forest would have been nice. But again, minor niggle, not a massive problem at all. Just a personal preference thing. We've got a sell point there. We've got the bakery, which Morgan's Bakery fits in on a Scottish map really, really well. So I like that. Again, good choice of which production, which base game production to put in the map. Just works well. Further up here, we've got another sell point. So this is the dairy. That's in here. And yeah, this again, this I think is, oh, this is the American one, because we've got that around here. But again, presenting this side of it rather than that side of it works well with this map. It's really well thought out, this really well put together. We've got the gas station or the petrol station. We've got the needle and stitch, so that is the clothing factory. Everything is nicely integrated in on here. And then we got the grape and raisin. Oh, we've got the grape juice and raisin factory there as well. And as we come through the houses here and back this way, we end up back down here at the shop. And there, yeah, there really is no way from here into that farm. So I'm going to pull in here and we will finish off where we started. So there was one farmyard I didn't visit. That is in the bottom corner of the map. So that is this one down here, which looks like it's got a fair amount of stuff around it. So well worth checking that one out as well. Yeah, looking at the size of it, it's a comparable size to the other farmyards that we visited. So in total, it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 farms on here. So as a little multiplayer server, I think this would work well. Or a little multiplayer map, this would work well. I think it is aiming for a console as well as a PC release. So this should be fully cross-platform and should work really, really well from that point of view. We want to have a look at the growth calendar or the crop calendar. You can see here, this is the Scottish Geo that's built into this map, courtesy of Disturbed Simulations. And it is wheat. It has a nice big growing area, planting time September to November. Barley is by far the biggest growth or the biggest seeding window on here. September through to November and April and May. You've got August, September for canola with just a July, August harvesting window. And yeah, things like corn, sunflowers and soybeans, tiny planting windows in just May. Cotton you can plant on here. It actually has a bigger planting window than corn, sunflowers and soybeans. So it is doable on here. Same for sugarcane. Sugarcane does have a planting window early in the year. So yeah, you could do cotton and sugarcane in here. I don't know how well those would do in the actual Scottish setup. But yeah, it's quite an interesting thing possibly to grow those there. It also has a Scottish weather setup, so you can see here from October through to March, you've got rain, and then lots of snow. So it's going to be a challenge to play this map, I think. Simply because of its geo and its setup. I think it would be a very very challenging and enjoyable map to have a go at. The one other thing I want to have a quick look at is exactly what our starting equipment appears to be. A good range of starting equipment it looks like on here. Small tractors, we've got a Massey Ferguson 6S and a Fendt Vario 314. Medium tractors, we've got a John Deere 6250R. Harvesters, we've got the John Deere T560. Cars, you get a Lizard Pickup 2017. Doesn't look like we've got any hours on any of this equipment. Trailers, we've got the Brantner Power Push 30, Brantner TA 23071 Power Push Plus. Headers, we've got the John Deere 625X header for the combine. Corn headers, we've got the 608C from John Deere. We do get a stone picker on here. The ELHO Scorpio 550 is part of the farm. Mulchers, we got the Knoch Speed Mac 560. Cultivators, the Lemkin Carrot 12 500 KUA. Subsoilers, we got a Kuhn DC 401. Seeders, we got the Potinger Terrasem C6F. Planters, we got the Cavernaland Optima RS. Rollers, we've got the Dalbo Power Roll 1230 HD. Sprayers, we've got the Hardy Mega 1200L along with its front tank. Fertilizer spreaders, we've got the Breedel K105. Weeders, we've got the Enbok Numistar 900. Grassland Care, we've got the Dalbo Maxi Roll 630 Green Line. Mowers, we get the Kuhn GMD 8730FF and GMD 3123F. Headers, we've got the Vicon Fanix 904. Windrows, we've got the Sams Z2 840H. Forage wagons, we got the Shootermaker Rapide 580V. Balers, we got the new to the game Massey Ferguson MFRB 4160V ProTech. Bale loaders, we've got the Anderson RBM 2000. Front loaders, we've got the Quickie Q6M. Front loader tools, we get just the Albert Bale Spike. Low loaders, we got the Bremer Transport Wagon TP 500S. Header trailers, we've got the Nardi N40BX. And finally, for the weights, we've got two 10-winkles. We've got the Pack 1000 and the Pack 750. That is a lot of equipment. And for the size of the farm you start with, actually, I think that's a decent amount of equipment. You start on New Farmer with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields, 4 of which are grass fields. You don't start with any, you don't start with any woodland, so no reason to have any logging equipment. But it's, that's a fantastic set of equipment. I think there are a couple of bits. If I was looking to raise some money early on, I would look to sell. The stone picker is probably the big one there. If you come in and you don't have a massive amount of stones, let's see what the stone situation on our farm is like. Yeah, there's no stones on your farm to start with, so I'd be very tempted to sell the stone picker off early on to get myself a little bit of extra cash. Otherwise, I think that's a really good setup. All in all, I am very impressed with this map. This map is getting very close to release. This is the version that is intended to be sent to Giants for release. So Looking really, really nice. Fantastic work here from Cavalier Roy. I highly recommend it. Go check it out when it lands on the mod hub. I think you will enjoy playing this map an awful lot. And once again, a huge thank you to Cavalier Roy for letting me have an early first look at this map. It is gorgeous. And with that, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.